Hello everyone and welcome back to Senior Cat Wellness. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, perhaps you are a returning guest, please hit that subscribe button and turn on all post notifications so that you never miss a video. Today it's all about your cat's diet, what the ideal meal looks like with respect to nutrition, the pros and cons of foods on the feline market, and the major cons of some mass-produced foods and how they can potentially harm your cat over time. Understanding what your pet truly needs in their diet can feel a bit overwhelming, especially with so many brands and labels and the marketing of cat food. So today, we're breaking it all down and talk about what your cat actually needs in terms of nutrition, what kind of diet will support their long-term health, and we'll talk about the potential hidden risk that some mass-produced cat food can cause. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll feel confident in your shopping, making that right choice for your cat moving forward in terms of their diet. Let's start things off with the fact that cats are obligate carnivores. This means their entire body is designed to thrive on nutrients that are found in animal tissue. Cats don't just prefer meat, they don't just love meat, they depend on it for their survival. So, when we talk about the foundation of a healthy feline diet, the first and most important compound, or component, I should say, is the fact that cats they demand high-quality animal protein. They need essential amino acids such as taurine and arginine, which they can't get from plants. Without enough of these amino acids, key amino acids, cats can experience, unfortunately, heart problems and muscle loss and vision problems, neurological issues. This is why protein, animal protein, matters so much. The second major nutrient that cats rely on is animal-based fat. Fat is not something to avoid in a cat's diet. It's actually their primary energy source. Fat provides essential fatty acids that can support your cat's skin, your cat's brain, and of course that beautiful coat. It also makes the food they consume, more palatable. Cats metabolize fat far more efficiently than carbohydrates, which brings us to another big point. Cats have no biological requirement for carbs. They don't need them. Their digestive systems are not built to process a high-carb diet, yet, in many commercial cat foods, kibble, that dry food I refer to often, it contains large amounts of carbohydrates because they're cheaper and they add fillers to make the components sort of stay individual pieces, like little pieces of dry food. Fillers, they're cheaper, but they're also harmful. Another major component in your cat's diet is moisture. What they need is moisture. In the wild, cats get most of their water from prey animals. Domestic cats, however, as we've talked about before, they don't drink enough water on their own to compensate for just a 100% dry or kibble style diet. A low moisture diet can contribute to bladder problems, urinary tract issues, and unfortunately kidney disease over time, potential kidney disease. This is one of the reasons why a wet, fresh, and raw diet tends to support healthier hydration and organ function as time goes on. So overall, what's the best diet for your cat, or just cats in general? Well, the answer depends certainly on your financial scale, let's say, your affordability, your comfort level. But let's sort of put that to the side, and it's very important. But just for this video, let's put that to the side, and let's sort of rank the order of need based on what your cat needs, regardless of your situation. Let's talk about your cat's needs. The high end, the top of the line, the gold standard, whatever you want to call it, it's a balanced raw diet. Now, this is hard to swing for many of us, but I'll go through it nonetheless, just right quick. Now, it could be commercially prepared, or it could be formulated with the help of your diet or a pet nutritionist in this regard. But raw diets for a cat, it's sort of, the goal is to mimic what a cat would normally eat in the wild. High in protein, very high in moisture, and of course low in carbohydrates. Many of these meals and foods require safe handling and reputable sourcing. So it's difficult on many levels, but that's the Olympic gold medal idea of what a perfect cat diet would look like. Next up, let's talk about fresh food diets and foods that are gently cooked. These offer many benefits of a raw diet, that high quality meat, the proteins, the moisture, minimal processing, which is very important, while providing a positive for owners that are comfortable, that are not comfortable, let's say, with raw feeding, but want food to be cooked. Brands that offer sort of human grade ingredients fall into this category. And I think if you follow cat food brands and watch the commercials, when I talk about human grade ingredients, there are certain companies that come to mind. I won't mention them here unless they want to start paying me, but I think you can I think you have an idea of what a few could be. And of course, Google is always your friend. So if you would like to know more, look up human grade ingredients under a feline diet, and I think you'll be happy with the returns. Another solid option, and I think this is the option that most of us fall into. It's just high quality wet cat food. Hey, we know about that. A lot of times in this channel, I talk about wet food and dry food. When I'm speaking of dry, I'm talking about the standard kibble, and when I'm speaking of wet food, I'm speaking about your typical canned food, not the raw diet, not even the fresh cooked diet. I'm talking about just your standard wet food. It's a solid option for many of us, many households, and of course, not all wet foods are created equal. So um, many do provide high quality moisture and good protein while avoiding those heavy carbs, but some are better than others. So if you want sort of a top of the line food for your cat within this sort of realm of wet cat food, here again, look it up. It's there for the taking. High quality options. Not all options are created equal within this category, but this is a very sound category. I think we all know that. And finally, let's talk about sort of the obvious, the elephant in the room. It is convenient, but dry cat food is the least ideal for a host of reasons. It's not necessarily bad. There are worse options. You can start feeding your cat just the food off your plate with all the seasonings and the like and different things that they don't need. Now, that's a whole nother level of bad. But dry food, it comes with limitations. Obviously, low moisture, next to no moisture, high carbs, and more intense processing. Some cats may need kibble for accessibility. It's just easier to serve up and maybe easier for them to eat in some regards. But combining it with wet food, that does improve hydration and the nutritional balance. But just kibble on its own, that is the least ideal for your cat in terms of a meal. Now let's talk about these concerns that I mentioned about mass-produced cat food, because this is something that many owners can struggle with. Not all commercial foods are dangerous, of course, but many are low quality. Low-quality brands that rely on practices that can potentially compromise your cat's health in the long term. Major issue is excessive carbs. I mentioned it earlier. Cats don't need that. It can lead to weight gain, diabetes, digestive problems. Another concern is the low-quality protein that the cats need. Fillers and meals, meat meals, different byproducts or plant proteins that don't really serve a purpose, a positive purpose in a cat's diet. And when you add all of that with artificial colors and flavor enhancers and lack of moisture, heavy on the preservatives, and heavy processing, it becomes very clear why dry food is at the bottom of the barrel in terms of the options, and why cats unfortunately can potentially develop health issues over time if they do rely on a 95, let's say, and of course 100% dry diet. So it doesn't mean you have to panic right now and drop everything and run out to the store and buy, 55 cans of cat food and just toss everything aside. It simply means, hey, pay attention, read the labels, and if your cat is 100% preferring the dry, maybe start to mix in a little bit of wet cat food with the dry. In a perfect world, the goal would be to wean them off the dry if you could, but hey, at least mix something in where they're getting more nutrients and, of course, getting that hydration. It doesn't mean you have to ditch the dry food. It's just, it's wise not to serve it for every meal, certainly over a period of years. At the end of the day, it's not about trying to get perfection. It's just to try to get them a better diet. It's about making informed decisions, a positive change, big or small. It can make a major impact on their life in the weeks and months and years from now that follow. It's all about longevity and keeping your cat as healthy as you can for the majority of their life. If you help your cat get closer to natural, what they would find in the wild, protein, high moisture, then you're already supporting them in the best way possible and giving them as close to possible as what they would have if, let's just say, they were back in the wild and outside your front door. To the wonderful audience of Senior Cat Wellness, what does your cat's diet look like these days? Has it been consistent for many years, or have you changed it up? And what are your personal thoughts on dry food? Does your cat oftentimes seem to choose it over other options? That comment section, it's all yours. If you enjoyed this material, found it informative, please give the video a like, share it out, and subscribe to us right here at Senior Cat Wellness. Until next time, we will talk to you later.